Hey everyone, it's Kyle here again today, and I am going to show you how you can make your doTERRA WordPress blog look awesome. And there's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about in this video today, so I'll try and move as quickly as I can, but provide you the most value as well that I can. So getting started here, you're going to see on my screen, I've got up my little WordPress blog here called doTERRAblogger.com. And for those of you who haven't seen it yet, I've created this blog in under 5 minutes. I've created a previous video showing you how you can create your own WordPress blog in under 5 minutes. And that takes you through from the very beginning, going to Bluehost, signing up for your account, getting a free domain, and actually installing WordPress. And you can do that yourself in under 5 minutes. So I've included a link here to that video, so check it out. And then you can pick up here, and this will show you how you can extend upon this basic installation of WordPress to create something that looks great. And so the first thing that we're going to do actually before we start to worry about the actual look and the colors and installing different themes is we're going to do a few things with the settings of our blog. And to do so, we're just going to come up here and go to our dashboard. And then if you come down to the bottom here under settings, you'll see a bunch of options. We're just going to start here at general. And there's a lot of options that it offers to you. And for now, when I set up my site, I just called it My Great WordPress Blog. But for you, it might be something different. It's whatever your site name is going to be. So for the title, I'm just going to call mine doTERRA Blogger. Just that way, this will help it in search engines be able to find it a little bit better, because it's actually what my domain name is, doTERRA Blogger, as well as this tagline, like it says in a few words, explain what the site is about. So I show you how to do awesome things. Whatever it is that your site is about, you can put it in here. I'll just do little examples. And then for the email address, you could put this as your own. I'll just leave that because I don't really care. And then you can format the dates and all that stuff here. I'm just going to save my changes. And then as well, there's a few other things that you need to understand as well in here, and that will come into play later on. So under writing, you're going to see a bunch of options here. I don't really worry about a lot of this stuff, but this will come into play later on. You can see the default post category for now will be uncategorized. And right now, we don't have a whole lot of posts or different categories, but if you wanted to change that, you could actually go to posts and categories and then create a new one called blog or something like that, or how-tos, and then create this new category, and then there it is. And if you wanted to, you could just change this one to blog or whatever you wanted it to be. Maybe we'll call this one how-tos. And then you want to change this slug as well. And the slug is basically what's going to show up in the URL up here in the title bar. So you have to use dashes to connect it, and you can do lowercase. And then you just update your category, and there you go. So if I were to come back here to this other page now and refresh, you'll see now the default post category, I changed it to how-tos, or you can go blog. So basically, it will just default when you create a new post, set it into that category you choose, but you can also change it on a post-by-post basis. As well, let's come down here to under settings again, under reading. There's a few other things I want to show you. So this is pretty important as well. As you can see on our website, if I go and visit the site that we've currently got it, it's just a lineup of blog posts. That's all it is. And for your blog, maybe that's what you want. And if so, you can just leave this checked that says your latest post. So basically, you'll just have a simple little website that shows a listing of all your posts. If you wanted to do something else more towards the lines of a website, you could change this and then choose an actual page that you've created. And that would be the page that you go to first when you type in doTERRAblogger.com or whatever it is. But for now, we're just going to keep this as a simple blog. And then you can change other settings, how many to show per page, as well as if you want a full text summary or a full text article shown or just the summary when someone's looking at your blog for the first time. So for these others, there's not much you have to worry about except for permalinks. Permalinks is the site structure for your URL. So by default, it's showing that it's saying P equals 123, and P stands for post. So it might be hard for people to remember if they were trying to find a particular post of yours. It's more intuitive to use post name, this selection. So if you want to select this, and that will just put the post name in your URL, so it'll be easier for people to know what they're reading. And also it's better for Google for your SEO rankings. Basically, it's just saying that your keywords will be placed here in the URL bar. So it makes it better all around in my opinion. So go ahead, come down and save that. And so that's just a brief overview of the settings part of your page and how that can help you to make your site look better. There's one last thing actually that I want to do is for us to come under users and go to your profile. Because right now I've just set my nickname to be admin. And basically what that is when I write a post, it will show that it was written by admin, which is not very personable. So, if I wanted to, I could put my name in here, or it could be the name of my business. And then when I do that, under this drop down, it will now give me options for what I can choose is my publicly displayed name. I'll just choose Kyle, and you can add other biographical info, your Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff. I just gonna change my name. And then if we go and refresh this page, now you'll see it says it's written by Kyle, which is much more personable and better for our blog. So the next thing that I'm going to do is move on to basically understanding how you want your blog to work. So like I said earlier, if you want to have the simple blog features of that your posts are just listed like this, where people will scroll down and look just at your blog, that's great. Or if you wanted to have more of a website feel where you've got a home page, then you've got the how-tos category, similar to doTERRAblog.com, you can do that as well. Is that you can see here, they have the listing of their blog right here of all their posts, but they have different categories listed where you could click on recipes, for example. And all the posts that have been tagged as do-it-yourself or recipes will show up in this feed. So it really just depends how you want to run your blog, but those are the options that you can use with WordPress. And I do all these tutorials in WordPress because it's a great way for beginners to actually create a pretty awesome website. You can extend upon WordPress to create pretty advanced sites, or if you just want a simple blog, this is how you'll do it. So moving on, we're going to talk about understanding WordPress themes. And themes, as I'm sure you can guess, are just items of code that allow your site to look a specific way. And sometimes if they're good themes, they'll allow you to customize the color of your links. They'll allow you to customize background images, sliders up here where people can see different images. There's a lot of different options. So I'm going to talk a little bit about these themes and where you can find free themes. And if you're looking to create a really professional blog, there are a few resources that I'll provide to you that will allow you to go and buy some. And I'll talk about that in just a moment. But let's go ahead and get started. If we go again once to our dashboard, and I'm going to close this window just so I don't have 10 different windows open to confuse you. So if you come to under appearance and then themes, this will show you the current theme that you've got working on. And if you have other themes in here, it will show you them as well and let you customize them. As of right now, there are a few options that we have up here at the top. WordPress.org themes is just their basic marketplace for themes that you can install. So I'm going to click on this just to show you how you can find themes that you might be interested in. So right now there's tabs up here to show you different categories. So we've got featured, and these are what WordPress is thinking people are really liking right now. They're the popular ones which you might be interested in. This just means a lot of people are using them. But, you know, the good thing that you can do with WordPress is actually preview them. So if you're like, hey, this one looks great, so we'll go back to featured. If you're looking and thinking, you know, I really like this one, I just want to preview it, it will take the post that you have and show you what it would look like with your posts. That one didn't really work. So yeah, it will show you a preview of what it would look like. And then as well, for you to see what it looks like with your actual content, you'd have to install it first and then preview. So there's one that I've been using a little bit that you might like. It's called Sparkle, I believe. Oh, there it was. Sparkling, I'm sorry. So this one's pretty nice. It's simple. It's got some good colors. So if you want to follow along and install this, feel free to do so. So as you saw, I clicked install. You can either live preview it or activate it. This just means that it will become the current theme of your site. But before, let's just live preview it to make sure that it's something that we want done. Because you have to remember, if people are visiting your site, this would change it real time for them, and you know, it might confuse them. And if it's not a theme that looks good, you know, you might have some problems. So you want to do this preview first just to see what it looked like. So as you can see, I've got my simple posts here, and it will show me what it looks like before I actually change it, which is pretty awesome. And you can come through and configure different things. You can choose, you know, header color previews. You can change background colors, you know, a bunch of different things. So it's pretty awesome. What I'm going to do is go back to default and then save and activate it, because I've already looked through it and I found that it's a pretty good little theme. So as you can see, settings saved and theme activated. We're going to visit my site and take a look at the new changes that have taken place. Up here at the top, you'll see doTERRA Blogger, and also I don't have a menu set. So that's probably the next thing I'm going to talk about is the menu. So what I'm going to do is click on add a menu, and right here, as you can see, I don't have any. So I'll just call this something like main menu and create. And there's a few different ways that you can create a menu. The first way is it can show you the pages that you've created. You know, if I wanted to add this try a free sample to my menu, I would just do that, and then we'll add it right here. Or, you know, I can add a link, like if I wanted to send this to my back office, I could go to, you know, mydoterra.com, / you know, whatever my number is, and then I could have this say shop or something like that. So it would link them to my site, and it would show up there on the top bar. Or you can go with categories. And if I wanted to link how-tos, I could just add that to my menu, and there it is. Another thing you can do is, let me just call this a test right here. And then if I put the pound sign right here, it just means that it won't link anywhere. So it just says, because I'm testing, I'll do that. So I'll hit add to menu, and you'll see this test right here. If you wanted to create one of those little drop-down menus when you hover above something, you know, like that right there, WordPress makes it super easy. All I have to do is grab the item that I want to be inside of a parent link. So if I wanted to put this under shop, I would just, as you can see, this would just put it in front of how-tos. But if I move it to the right a little bit, this will make it be part of shop. You know, and you can take this further. So if I wanted to drop down under test, there you go. That's how it would work. But I don't. I just want a little drop down under shop. If I save my menu, now a little tricky thing you have to do, at this point it still wouldn't show up on my blog. I have to go up here to manage locations, and then my primary menu I want to address as main menu, so I can save my changes. And as you can see, if you wanted a footer menu as well, you could create a different menu with different links and then assign it right there. So now that I've got it saved, let's visit our site. And there you go. So here's my menu with the items I've created. And then as you can see under shop, there's a little arrow, and there's our test link. So that's pretty dang awesome. And another cool feature about a lot of these themes that are created now the designers have created them in a way that they are responsive. And responsive means that it's accessible and the site will respond to the screen size it's on. So if I came to doTERRA Blogger on a phone, it would look like this. It would look almost like an app. So as you can see, I could click on this little menu and there's my menu right there, which is pretty great. If I'm on an iPad or a tablet, it'd probably look something like this, which is great because that sidebar is now at the bottom. It doesn't make things really small where people have to pinch and zoom. And there you have it. So that's pretty awesome. Now, one thing I want to quickly mention is that you can use other resources to install themes. So if you wanted a premium theme and pay for it, a theme that's really good, well designed, professionally made, then you can actually go to some of these resources such as themeforest.net, which is a marketplace for WordPress themes, and you can just look at their popular items. You can buy some of these. Or there's another one called elegantthemes.com. And this is a marketplace that I am a part of. I think it's awesome just because they have, I think, 87 themes now. And you can go through and look at all their themes and preview them, see what they look like live. And the best part about it is it's $69. I think that's per year, but $69 a year, you can use any of these themes that they offer as many times as you want for that price. That's awesome. Because if you look at ThemeForest, most of these themes sell for about $50 or so, which is still pretty decent because if you were to have a professional design a custom theme for you or a website, you could look at paying, a few $1,000s. So this is just a great way for you to get started, and I will include links to both of these places. Feel free to go check it out. And how you would install one of these themes is once you bought it and downloaded it, you would come back to your site, and in the same way that we installed the themes before is you could just go to your themes, and then you would add new, and then you would upload right here. You'd just find your zip file and upload it and then activate it once again, or preview it before you activate it. So that's how you would install a WordPress theme from another site that's not through their little marketplace. All right, so now we're going to get into the good stuff of actually making this site look the way that we want it. So, it doesn't look bad right now with this theme on the default settings, but if you wanted to customize it to your own taste, you could just come once again to Appearance, and now you should see a little link that says Theme Options. And something you have to understand about themes is they don't all look the same. They don't have all the same options. So if you were to buy one of these themes from here on ThemeForest or Elegant Themes, or even through the WordPress marketplace, the settings for them each are different. So I can't go through each theme and show you how to do each one, but you just want to make sure that there's a theme that's easy for you to use, and you can only find that out by testing them out and seeing how it goes. So I'll just walk you through a few things on this particular theme which we've installed, which is called Sparkling, and just show you how you can change some of the stuff. So under here you can change the element color. If I wanted to make it green, if I wanted on hover to be a little bit darker maybe, then I could do that. And this is actually for the mains page of the site. So oops, that's not ours. We'll go back here and refresh. So as you can see, the main parts of the site are now green. It adds a little nice touch to it. The favicon is just this little icon right here. So right now it's just the blue host. If you had something you wanted to add to it, you could just go to a favicon generator, do that search, and then you just basically upload a little icon of yours or a little image like a lemon, create favicon, you download it, and then upload it right here. And that's how that works. So we'll save those, we'll move on to the next tab. So the action button, this theme, I guess, allows you to create an action area. So if you're like, check out my new book or something, book. Let's see, call for action text. Yeah, so if I had check out my new book and then I say buy now. So that's for the button, that's the title. So if I were just to save that, we could see the changes. I'm going to switch these because I keep getting confused. There you go. It creates a little section where you could create a call out for people if you wanted them to go to a specific place. Then you would just add in the link, whether it goes to Amazon or wherever. Or you could say, click here to learn more about essential oils. And then you can change the colors right here as well for that area. I'm sure you get the idea. So I'm just going to take this out because I don't want that for right now. And then, typography, you can change the font and look of things. Maybe I'll just choose Palatino for right now. Maybe make the font a little bit bigger. Give it a heading color of green, the same one we chose before. Maybe my links are orange. As you can tell, I'm not taking much time. This probably won't look the best, but it will just add a little bit something. As you can see, the font has changed to now be a serif font. And you could just play with these settings. It makes it pretty nice. The header color, say, we want this also to be green. Maybe we're looking for a natural looking site. You can just read through here, see what options they give you. Now, if we go back to the site, refresh it, that's green. So you would have to play around to see what looks good, because you can see some of the hover features don't really fit with the color scheme. But what makes WordPress nice, as you can see, is you can quickly change the look of your site. As well as here on the footer, maybe we also want this to be green. Maybe we want the text color to be white now. And then the link to, just be a little bit darker. Sure. And then, for now, down in the bottom, this is going to be the footer link. I'll just call this doTERRA Blogger as the title. You can change the text here. Just so it creates more of a professional look for your site. And as you can see, mine doesn't look super great now, but you get the idea. Just a quick run through. The social is pretty nice. That's why I kind of like this theme. It gives you a lot of options for such a simple theme. The social obviously could be for Facebook, all these options. What you would do is just go to your Facebook page. So if I was to go to, how to grow dough. Oops. And then click on this. I could just copy the link here, come back over, right there, and you paste the whole link right there. Save options. And then at that point, I believe it puts it down in the footer. There you go. So if someone were to click on that, it takes you right to your Facebook page, which is great. You have people who can like your groups or your personal Facebook page as well. Is under other custom CSS, basically this is something that I would probably use as a developer to be able to target specific areas on the page and give them some custom CSS. CSS is just the document that allows you to style parts of the page. So it's a little more tech oriented. You don't really have to worry about this because they do have the options that you can choose from here. So there you have it. There's your way that you can quickly customize your theme. So I wanted to keep my word with the title of this video and blog post. I told you that I was going to show you how you can make your blog look great. And mine wasn't looking very good. So I've gone through, took just a few minutes and made it look a little bit better with a little color scheme with the blue. And it could still use some work, but it's looking a lot better. And I only took a few minutes on this. So I've also added back in the call to action of how people can learn how to create their 5-minute blog, which leads them to the actual video. And as you can see, it's looking a lot better. So have fun with those settings in creating your blog. Now, one last quick thing that I want to show you how to do is working with widget areas and sidebars. So widgets in WordPress are ways that you can tap into more functionality of your website. So if you wanted to create calendars, if you wanted to create, as you can see over here, a comments area to see who's commented recently, archives of the posts of particular months, a search feature. There's a lot of things that you can do with WordPress that makes it great. And a lot of the plugins that do these things are free. So it's just like installing a theme, basically. It's the same idea. So let's say I wanted to change what's over here on this side of my blog. If I wanted to, add a social area right here, what I could do is come into the back end of my site, come over to widgets under appearance right here. And then you'll see there's a few different options, and all these will look different depending on the theme you've installed. So the sidebar is going to be this right here. And as you can see, we've got search, recent posts, recent comments, and archives. So as you can see, it lines up nicely. If you want to take some of these off, you're like, I don't want that. I don't want archives. I don't care. You're like, okay, I do want to search. If I wanted to add in, here's that social aspect, the social widget. There you go. So here's follow us. If I were to save this, I believe since I've only added the Facebook link, that's the only one that should show up here. Yep, and there it is. So if you were to go and add in Twitter, Pinterest, all your stuff, those links in the theme options, they would show up here. So that was easy. You see how fast that was? And if I wanted to delete this or change the order, I could drag and drop. So if I wanted the social things to show up first, there you have it. So you can choose from these over here. There's also, I think, like a calendar built in and comments, and yeah, here's your calendar. So, if I wanted to add a title and just call this calendar, obviously, I could refresh and there'll be a little calendar right here. So there you go. That's pretty awesome. But, maybe I don't want a calendar. Delete it. It's off. So there you have it. That is how you can use WordPress to make your site look great by using themes. And I've shown you a little bit about how you can do it yourself. Even though this particular blog doesn't look great yet, you can go through and make yours look super awesome. And one thing to note, if you didn't already know, our howtogrowdough.com website is made with WordPress. And, we started out, I built that basically from scratch. So hopefully it looks, decent. But it just goes to show you that our website has a lot of cool features on it. It has this little scrollable item over here that stays with you. We've got places where you can opt in for our free ebook. We've got places where we're hosting, videos, places that explain about what we do. There's a lot that you can do with it, is what I'm trying to get at. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for other future videos and tutorials on how you can extend your blog. And thanks for watching, and have a great day.